My name is Nguyen-Killeen and I am a third year biomedical engineering student at the University of Reading. My individual project was to create a virtual reality interactive 3D brain that could be used as an educational tool. The target audience for this was A-level students studying biology and psychology. I worked on Unity for the game engine software aspect, and the aim was to use Oculus Rift for the VR hardware. This interactive 3D brain can be shared with schools by building this project, like so. But for the purpose of demonstrating the functionality of the system, I will stay within Unity. The Hierarchy tab shows off all the assets present in the scene, such as the camera, the brain parts, and the audio source. The Inspector tab allows parameters to be adjusted, such as position, color, and text. The camera contains this rotate camera script that immerses the user in the virtual environment. The brain lobes contain this change color script, which provides the educational interaction. And lastly, the audio source contains this MP3 file called Interactive Brain Audio, which is the audio tour guide for the model, which I will demonstrate now by playing this project. Okay.
Welcome to the 3D interactive educational brain model, compatible with virtual reality. You will see in front of you two brain models. The left model shows the left hemisphere and the right model shows the right hemisphere. If you are using this software on a computer, then you can interact with the brain model by using your mouse cursor. If you are using a VR kit, then you can use the touch controllers. On a computer, the mouse cursor and the arrow keys moves the camera view 360 degrees all around you. On a VR kit, all you need to do is rotate your head and look around the environment. If you look behind and below you, you will see cross-sectional areas of the brain and its internal components, labeled accordingly. There are 4 brain lobes that we will explore: the frontal lobe, the temporal lobe, the parietal lobe and the occipital lobe, as well as talk about the cerebellum and the brain stem. All round the brain models are color-changing discs that will highlight approximately which areas belong to which lobes. They will light up in the corresponding colors: red for frontal, yellow for temporal, dark blue for parietal and green for occipital. You can find the exact color-changing lobe for a certain area by touching the star symbol next to each text label. Let's start with the frontal lobe. Touch the brain discs near the red writing. Any discs that light up red represent the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is located in the front of the brain by the forehead. It is sometimes known as the executive or control panel of the brain because it combines lots of information from other parts of the brain and makes decisions. If the brain were a company, the frontal lobe would be the boss. The frontal lobe is in charge of thinking, reasoning, decision-making, and planning for the future. Our personality is also housed in the frontal lobe. Humans have a very large frontal lobe, which is one of the reasons our brain is so special. Our large frontal lobes is one of the main things that makes humans different from animals. Since the frontal lobe is so complex, it takes a long time to fully develop. In fact, the frontal lobe is actually the last part of the brain to finish developing. A person's frontal lobe isn't fully developed until they are 25 to 30 years old. Within the frontal lobe, there is the motor cortex, the premotor cortex, the prefrontal cortex and Broca's area. The motor cortex is the main area responsible for the planning, control and execution of voluntary movements by generating neural impulses that travel down the spinal cord. The premotor cortex is also responsible for motor control, primarily the sensory guidance of movement or spatial guidance of reaching. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for personality expression, decision-making and moderating social behavior. Broca's area is responsible for speech production. Next, let's see the temporal lobe. Touch the brain discs near the yellow writing. Any discs that light up yellow represent the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe. The temporal lobe is located on the sides of the brain near the ears. The temporal lobe is in charge of lots of things, including hearing, language, and memory. It makes sense that the temporal lobe helps the brain process sound because it is so close to the ears. Since the temporal lobe is in charge of our sense of hearing, it also plays an important role in music. It helps us process parts of music like rhythm and pitch. The temporal lobe also houses a very important structures called the Wernicke's area, which helps us form words to communicate and listen to words to understand language. It works with Broca's area in the frontal lobe. Memory is a very complex process, so many parts of the brain work together to help us remember things. The temporal lobe is in charge of a very specific part of memory that allows us to remember words, objects, faces, and more. Wernicke's area is responsible for the comprehension of speech, whilst Broca's area is responsible for the production of speech. Next, let's see the parietal lobe. Touch the brain discs near the dark blue writing. Any discs that light up dark blue represent the parietal lobe. The parietal lobe. The parietal lobe is located at the top of the brain. Its main job is to process information about our sense of touch. It may not seem like the parietal lobe does very much, but it actually has a huge job to do. The body is very big and we have nerves around our whole bodies that are constantly sending signals to our brain about temperature, pain, and pressure. The parietal lobe helps the brain understand all of these signals. The parietal lobe is also important for proprioception. That is a very fancy science word, but it basically means processing information about how our body is positioned and moving. For example, our parietal lobe helps our brain understand whether we are standing up, lying down, or hanging upside down on the monkey bars. Lastly, let's see the occipital lobe. Touch the brain discs near the green writing. Any discs that light up green represent the occipital lobe. The occipital lobe. The occipital lobe is located right at the back of the brain and it has a very important job. The occipital lobe houses our visual cortex, so it helps us see. The occipital lobe receives information from millions of cells in our eyes and processes all of that information to help us understand what we are seeing. This job is incredibly complex. The cells in our eyes collect information about light, and then our occipital lobe has to turn that information into a picture with color, texture, size, distance, and so much more. Since we have two eyes, our occipital lobe also has to combine information from both eyes so that we only see one picture. That's a lot of work for one lobe. The cerebellum. The cerebellum is located at the dark pink star and text label, and is part of the hindbrain near the brain stem. The cerebellum is responsible for coordinating voluntary movements and other motor skills such as balance, coordination, and posture. It consists of the cerebellar cortex and the cerebellar nuclei. Though it only makes up 10% of the brain's volume, it contains 50% to 80% of the brain's neurons. The brain stem. The brain stem is located at the light blue star and text label, and is a stalk-like part of the brain that connects the cerebellum to the spinal cord. The brain stem regulates certain involuntary body actions like heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing. It consists of the midbrain, the pons and the medulla oblongata. Lastly, feel free to look all around you by moving the camera view. In particular, look at the brain cross-sectional areas behind and below you. Enjoy and thank you for participating in the interactive 3D brain.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something about the brain.